This is a 2021 Mercedes Benz GLA 250 4MATIC, and today we're going to review it. Today we're working with our friends at Sears Imported Autos, selling beautiful Mercedes Benz in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Hey folks, I'm Rob.
And I'm Nathan.
And we are Two Guys in a Ride. Say, Nate, tell the folks what we're taking a look at today.
Today, folks, we are taking a look at the brand new redesigned 2021 Mercedes Benz GLA 250 4MATIC.
That's right, but say, before we do, if you want to keep up to date with all the new cars, trucks, and SUVs, and you want to know how to use up all the technology that's built into these beautiful vehicles, plus you like cool collector car stories,
take a moment to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell notification up above so you never miss a video.
That's right. So what do you say, Nate?
Oh,
let's go for a ride.
All right, so my turn first this time, and we are in the newly redesigned GLA. And I tell you what, it's peppy. I like it. You know, it's a much smaller car than some of the other Mercedes we've driven. Yeah. But it's very nimble. It's, you know, this one is raised up. It's higher, so getting in and out is easier. And the interior ergonomics, well, you know, it's Mercedes Benz with the MBUX system. Everything is basically on your steering wheel. So with the voice command and the hey, because I can't say it out loud because it'll turn on.
George. We'll
call it George. Everything is there, and I mean, that MBUX system is just one of the best that I've ever seen. But otherwise, if you want to manually control, you know, all the touch pads are right down here. You don't have to look. It's very intuitive. But personally, I like the steering wheel controls even better. So it's nice. It keeps you focused on the road. You know, parking is easy. This car's got a small footprint. It's easy to maneuver into tight spaces, and you do, of course, have the backup camera with it. The seats themselves are comfortable, of course. You know, multiple way adjustments. Yeah, overall, I'm impressed. All right, I am going to pull over, and I am going to let Rob drive.
So, sound and quietness. You pick up a little bit more road noise, and you definitely get a little engine noise. But I'm sure, you know, being the smaller entry-level Mercedes, it doesn't have as much sound deadening as the upper scale. It's certainly not like the S-Class or GLS SUV, but it's not intrusive. You do hear it, but it just doesn't take over everything. I mean, we're driving along now, and I can hear you fine. You can hear me fine. Safety systems, oh boy, what does it not have?
It's easier to list those.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, I'll cover those in my exterior review. Acceleration, pretty peppy. I mean, to the point that you need to get used to the gas pedal, because it only requires just a very, very light touch. If you mash down a little too quickly, it's going to kick in the turbo and it's going to jolt you back in your seat. So yeah, it's got quite a bit of pep. So Nathan, how is the back seat though?
You know, the back seat is really nice. I like it. The bottom seats are long. You got good back support and oodles of knee room and headroom.
Oh wow. Well, that's good, because you were talking about, you know, it is a shorter wheelbase. It is a smaller, their smallest SUV, but you still got all that passenger room.
You do.
That's fantastic. Fit and finish, I like it. It looks good. It's all screwed together, bolted together, buttoned together, whatever. But it looks nice. You know, the materials, the stitching is all there of the top trim levels. Some of the pieces, obviously, because it is entry level, it is their lowest priced SUV, are not up to 100% what you would expect, again, in a much larger Mercedes. But it's not chintzy. It's very well laid out, very well done. I like the ambient lighting going through. Love the screen, the MBUX. And I thought at first it's smaller, and it's low, and you get a lot a view of the top of the dashboard. I don't know if maybe they could have made the screen a little taller, but then it wouldn't have fit on the steering wheel either. I actually think it works. You know, I don't think it's a bad combination at all. So, but if you want to learn more about the whole MBUX system, we'll put a link in the video right now. It's not on this particular model, but it is on a previous model that we've done a how-to on, but it is the current Mercedes-Benz MBUX system. So coming up next, my exterior review, and then a little bit later, Nathan will take you for a tour on the inside of this really good-looking little SUV. So stay tuned. Now there are two trim levels currently. This is the GLA 250 front-wheel drive starting at $36,230, and then the this particular one is the 4MATIC, and it starts at $38,230. There are also two additional GLA models that Mercedes-Benz has yet to announce pricing for. There's the AMG GLA 35 and the AMG GLA 45, and we hope to be reviewing one of those pretty soon. This particular GLA is featured here in iridium silver, and it has a Black MB Tex interior, and it is stickered at $45,245. Now, it's powered by a 2-liter turbocharged and intercooled double overhead cam 16-valve inline 4-cylinder engine that has rapid multi-spark high pressure direct injection, and it produces 221 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. It's driven with an 8G DCT 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission with 4MATIC all-wheel drive, and it has dynamic select Eco, Sport, and Comfort modes. It also does have an Eco start-stop system that automatically shuts the engine off at stoplights and other low idle situations. Now, out front, we do have the fully automatic projector beam LED high and low beam headlights, and they also have the delay auto off feature as well. It does have the daytime running lights. You see below it has fog lights. It has a blacked out grille, and my favorite, that chrome bar with the big Mercedes star, and you've got the crest on the hood as well. It does have body colored bumpers. I like the black fog light trim, and then the lower bumper trim, it's a chrome piece down at the bottom. It's kind of like where the splitter would be. That's really nice looking piece down there. Up top we have rain sensing wipers, and these are variable intermittent wipers, and they have heated washer jets, which is really important in Minnesota where we live. So let's take a look around the side. Okay, this particular GLA does have front independent McPherson strut suspension with coil spring, double tube shock absorbers, and a tubular torsion bar. Out back, it has an independent trailing link suspension with coil springs, double tube shock absorbers, and a tubular torsion bar as well. Now, this one does have the 18-inch 5-spoke wheels, and they are wrapped in 235 55R 18 all-season tires. There are 19-inch wheels available as well. I like the black, the matte black wheel well trim and the matte black rocker panel molding with the chrome spear below to brighten that up a little bit. And then you do have, of course, the body-colored heated side mirrors. These are manual folding, but they do have the turn signal indicators. This also has a smart key keyless illuminated entry, and I like the body color and chrome door handles as well as a chrome belt line and window trim. Up top, it does have the aluminum roof rails, and it does have a panorama sunroof also. Let's take a look around the back. Out back, this is a power lift gate, and you see it does have the roof spoiler with a high mount stoplight. It is a fixed rear window, and it does have the fixed integrated interval wiper. And you also do have, which I really like, the hidden rear view camera. This has LED brake lights, rear fog lights. I like the chrome bumper trim piece, and you do see the black bumper with chrome rub strip and fascia. And down below, it does have the quasi-dual stainless steel exhaust with polished tailpipe finishers. Ooh, quasi-dual exhaust with chrome exhaust. There you go. So inside, what we see it now, the back row is up, but cargo max is 50 cubic feet. As you see it here is 14.4 cubic feet. cargo floor length to the front row, 62 inches. To the second row is 28 inches. Cargo width at the belt line is 42.5 inches. Cargo width at the wheel houses is 42 inches. Cargo opening, ceiling to the top of the roof, is 32 inches. And all importantly, ground to the cargo floor, the liftover, well, that's 28 inches. Let's talk about a couple of the safety systems available or standard on this SUV. You have active brake assist, attention assist, blind spot assist, crosswind assist, adaptive braking, downhill speed regulation, electronic stability program, collision prevention assist, 7 airbags, and loads more of safety. Now, some of the packages that are available for this GLA 250, you can get the AMG line, you can get the AMG line with night package, there's an exterior lighting package, there's a premium package, there's a multimedia package, there's a driver assist package, wow. There's a parking assist package, and also it has the Mercedes Me Connect Assist services, which are like your call for directions or emergency services or something like that. So it's a nice thing. It's got all this cubic storage back here because of all those packages. You're going to want to put them somewhere. So let's talk about the dimensions. Front track 63.2 inches, rear track 63.2 inches. Overall width 75.9 inches, overall length 173.6 inches, height 62 inches, rides on a wheelbase of 107.4 inches, and it has a base curb weight of 3,494 pounds. It has a ground clearance of 5.2 inches, its turning circle is 37.4 feet, and it has a fuel tank capacity of 12.7 gallons. Now, let's talk about safety. Of course, our spade scale, safety being first. Well, it's not yet been rated by IIHS or the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, but it has loads of active and past safety tech built in, and knowing Mercedes, it's going to be a safe vehicle. Performance, 0 to 60, 6.6 seconds, top speed, 130 miles per hour. Appearance, well, I like the big wheels, the flared fenders, and the rear spoiler. It asserts its sporty, macho-looking character. I really like that. Dependability, 4 years, 50,000 miles. Drivetrain, 4 years, 50,000 miles. Roadside assistance, 4 years, 50,000 miles. I sound like a broken record, but that's a pretty good warranty. Economy, 24 city, 33 highway, 27 combined. Not bad at all. So in summary, well, the second generation GLA packs big ideas into a compact footprint, only 107 inches. It's nearly 4 inches taller than the original. However, it is shorter in length to make it even more maneuverable. It has those nice, really cool, slim LED headlights, has that big wide grille, and it does have a muscular profile. Every detail is thoroughly refined, from the sleek aerodynamics to doors that extend below the side seals for easier entry and cleaner exits. Overall, it's a very tidy package and a very good-looking design. So, let's take a look on that inside and see what it's like. But before we do, please take a moment, give us a like, leave us a comment, and don't forget to click on that subscribe button. So, what do you say, Nate? Take it away.
All right, on the driver's door here, you've got MB Tex coverings here, and then you do have a nice looking plastic insert right here for trim, and you have a 3-person memory setting on the driver's side. You've got a heated seat, you got your unlock and lock buttons, you do have your window lockout, plus auto up and down all 4 windows, and then your mirror controls left to right, as well as your power folding mirrors. Down here, you have your trunk release, and then you have bottle storage and a little more storage down in here. You do have one of your 8 speakers right here. And then I like the Mercedes Benz sill as you step in. That looks really nice. Now, in addition to being 8-way power, both driver and passenger have a 4-position lumbar switch that's right on the seat itself. Now, in addition to the 4-way lumbar support, you also have a manual thigh support right here, which is just a little lever under here, and you can pull that and extend that out, which is nice to have. And that, of course, is on both sides. Both driver and passenger seats are absolutely identical. Okay. Moving on down a little bit lower here, you've got your footrest down here on the left. The hood release is way under here. All right, and moving on up here, you have your electronic parking brake. And then this typically would be like your left or right fog lamps, but they're not active. At least we can't get them to come on. And then, of course, you have parking lights, your auto lights, your low beams. This is your fog lamp switch. And then for some reason, they have another switch here, and this turns on your low beams for you. So it's kind of interesting they have two spots for that. So if someone else knows what that is, let me know. All right, this is a dashboard brightening and dimness switch right here. It is a manual tilt and telescope steering wheel, and of course that button is right here. All right, let's step inside and see what it looks like. All right, it is a push start. I like how the RPM gauge counts up, and then when you shut it off, it actually counts down as well. This does have the full MBUX infotainment system on here, including the driver's information center and the radio. Now standard, it comes with the 7-inch. You can upgrade to the 10.25-inch screens if you want. And we have another video that covers all the stuff in here, and you can click on that link above. So we won't go through it in this specific car, but it's an amazing system. It's all digital, and there's lots of ways to customize it. Okay, coming up to the steering wheel controls, I absolutely love how Mercedes makes exact duplicate copies of the buttons on each side. So basically you have this side to control your driver's information screen and cruise control. And then the right side, these top buttons control the infotainment screen, and then these buttons down here have to do with your media. This is your voice command, your favorites, volume or mute, and then phone and access to, say, like Siri on your phone. But these are little trackpads, and they work extremely effectively. In fact, it's so much easier to use these than it is the trackpad down in the center, I think. All right, you do have paddle shifters right here. And then, of course, your gear selector is this lever right here, and your windshield wipers are over here. Moving over to the infotainment system, again, this is a 7-inch screen, and you can upgrade to the 10.25 if you want. But this comes with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, HD radio, AM and FM radio. It comes with Sirius XM, and it also comes with Bluetooth. Down below, you'll see the air vents, and you can see that they have LED lights. This car does come with the ambient light package, which is 64 different colors. And I absolutely love how these lights here will actually change according to the temperature that you have the car set to. I mean, that's just really neat. So it contrasts with everything else. Right now, I've got purple lighting that comes up in the door right around the trim. And I've got lighting down here along the center console. Okay, and then you have underfoot in the front, underfoot underneath the front seats for the rear passengers, and it's really nice. Hey, down below here you do have a storage tray. It's not a wireless charging area here. You do have your USB port for connecting into Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and then you have a 12-volt outlet as well. Back here you've got 2 cup holders, and they will adjust to 3 different sizes. You've got this size, and then you can pop, I'll pop that one out. You've got this size here, and then if you got a big enough cup, it'll push the inner one in and give you a 3rd size. Okay, stepping on back a little bit further, this is the second way to control the infotainment screen. The 3rd way is by saying, "Hey George," because if I say the real thing starting with an M, it'll come on. But you can control it from here. You've got a home button, you've got a back and forth button, you got a go back button here, and then a trackpad and a place to rest your wrist. It's all very effective. I prefer using the steering wheel controls. That's just me. They're so effective. I don't think I would probably ever come down and use this except for occasionally. Power on and off, mute plus volume, a shortcut to navigations, a shortcut to radio and media, shortcut to telephone, your favorites, which your favorites can be anything on the infotainment screen. Can be a phone number you call, can be a radio station, can be a navigation point of interest or an address. Can be absolutely anything. And then up here, of course, this brings you to your settings up here on your car. So you can go through all these. And again, we have a video that explains all that. And then right up above that, you have your dynamic control. So you do have individual, sport, comfort, and eco. The center console is again a typical for Mercedes-Benz, a split opening here, but a nice deep storage area right here. A little hard to see inside of here, but it actually goes down underneath to about right here. There's one additional USB port down here, and it is felt lined. All right, moving on to the glove compartment. It's got a nice dampened opening. It is just plastic in here, but it does have a rubber bottom to help things to keep sliding around. It does have a separate shelf right here for so if you want to store your, something else up there. It's got a little ridge on it to keep it from sliding. You can get this equipped with a refrigerant box in here. This particular one does not have that. You have an automatic dimming rear view mirror, and then you have up here you got your sunglass holder, and then of course you've got your one button to control your panoramic sunroof. So it does the shade, it does the tilt, and it does the slide. You've got your SOS button and your Mercedes Me button. Okay, so then up here you have all of your light controls for your reading lamps, and in the back you've got reading lamps as well. The visors here are backlit. They've got a little light up here, and after looking at different cars for a while, I'm not sure that I prefer the light up here as to here. I think having lights here is maybe a little bit more effective for trying to light up your face. But honestly, I've never tried it at night where I need the light, so I really can't tell. Maybe someone can leave a comment on that, what they prefer. It is not telescoping, okay? And so it's just a traditional swing visor. But the other side also does have a backlit mirror. Okay, well, let's step in the back and take a look. Stepping into the second row, you got the similar setup here on the door. You do have a bottle holder, but you don't have the little rubberized tray on the bottom, the non-slip grip. You have, again, one of your 8 speakers. I do like how Mercedes puts the unlock and lock buttons for the doors right in the rear doors on their cars. And I do like the satin metal-looking trim up here. Of course, your auto up and down switch. So let's step inside and see how much room there is. All right, now as I said on the ride, this has got lots of space in the rear. So I had this front seat adjusted to where I was when I was driving, and I've got like 4 inches. I mean, it's just an incredible amount of space for how small the car is. Very, very well done. I have got, because my head is kind of right by the panoramic sunroof, there I've got about another 4 inches, and if I go back a little bit further, then maybe I have 3 inches, 2.5 to 3 inches, but plenty of headroom. You've got reading lamps right up in here, and of course your grab handle and a coat hanger right here. You do have net pockets behind both seats. You got your air vents right here, and then a little storage tray right here. Not real big, but it is rubberized on the bottom. And then down here you have dual USB outlets, and these are USB-Cs, and then a 115-volt household outlet. Now, the seats are comfortable. I mentioned a little bit this on the right, but the seats are long underneath the legs. And maybe it's this additional support right here that makes it, but they're very comfortable, and so is the back. So there is no center armrest here, which I'm a little disappointed. I'm a fan of armrests. I think with these big comfortable seats, you could have just a nice armrest there, but this is a pass-through. This is would be like a, I think they call it a 40-20-40 split. Hey, there's a little lever back here, and you just push this. This will fold forward. You can use this as an armrest, but it's obviously not designed to be one. And it is a little bit lower than the door, and so you kind of sit it at a crook. It could be used in a crunch, though. And you have access to the back. And then, of course, you can fold these seats down as well. So the seats are fixed. There is a little handle right here you can grab and easily fold it down, even from riding in the back, but it doesn't recline at all. Overall, a very spacious interior. You wouldn't expect that from something this small. The one thing I did note when stepping in, because of that slanted roof line, I had to bend my head a little bit to get in the back. But wow, talk about space and comfortable seats. Very nice.
Thanks for watching.
Okay, so for my favorite thing, I'm going practical this time. I like the chrome strip here that protects the back bumper. But what I really like about it is that it is chrome and it shines really nice. I know after time it might get scratched up, but it makes it really look nice up against the body colored bumper and the black rub strip. That's practical, and that's my favorite thing.
Okay, so my favorite thing here is the automatic pop-out backed up camera. So it's hidden and doesn't get a lot of dust on it when you're traveling. My favorite thing.